National Judicial Council bars 3 judicial officers from elevation to the bench of the Court of Appeal. Experts advocate consumer credit scheme for realization of Nigerian Dream Project. Conference of Speakers of State Legislatures want federal government to sustain current policy direction. Hello and welcome to the News Desk at 3 on NTA News 24. We are reaching you live from Abuja. I am Olajide Bello. Many thanks for joining us. The National Judicial Council has warned 3 judicial officers at both federal and state high courts and barred them from elevation to the bench of the Court of Appeal for a period. The affected judicial officers are Justice Nyang Eko of the Federal High Court, Abuja Division, Justice Godwin Brike Okolosi of High Court of Delta State, and Justice Amina Shehu of High Court of Yobe State, while Justice Eko was barred from elevation for 2 years for abuse of discretionary power of a judge through the wrong granting of ex parte order. In the matter, Justice Godwin Brike Okolosi was barred for 3 years for his failure to deliver judgment within the stipulated period after adoption of a final written address by counsel in the matter. The council has equally set up committees to investigate allegations against 8 judicial officers at the federal and state high courts. The NJC also approved the elevation of 22 judicial officers from the high court to the bench of the Court of Appeal. In addition, the National Judicial Council appointed 64 new judicial officers for federal, state and high courts and customary as well as Sharia courts of appeal. The Conference of Speakers of State Legislatures of Nigeria has expressed confidence in the current policy direction of the present administration, however appealing to the federal and state governments to align human face in the policies to ameliorate the hardship being faced by Nigerians. This was part of the resolutions at the end of its conference in Abuja. Mohammed Rabiu Ali reports.
The meeting had in attendance 29 speakers out of 35 from the state's legislature. Deliberations focused on good governance, state police, and how to end insecurity in the country, as well as constitutional amendment processes.
The conference observed that in spite of the constitutional provisions that grants financial autonomy to the state legislature, the implementation has been observed in breach. We therefore call on the relevant stakeholders to comply with all the provisions in the constitutions and not by breach.
The National Assembly, under the leadership of Dr. Tajuddin Abbas, is determined to ensure that the state legislative autonomy comes to reality, and we seek your cooperation.
Chairman of the Speakers Conference, Adebowale Ogundoyin, appeals to the relevant authorities in Rivers State to explore peaceful means in addressing the impasse between legislative and executive arm of government. In Abuja, Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
The Consumer Credit Scheme offers a formal opportunity for Nigerians to access credit for realization of dream projects like housing. Guests on Good Morning Nigeria say the scheme will trigger multiplier effects on the nation's economic growth. Lydia Sampson reports.
It is a paradigm shift from the culture of saving to acquire properties or personal development goals, including education, to accessing credit. Guests on Good Morning Nigeria are optimistic that being data-driven, individuals can build up a credit history that becomes a credit score to harness credit.
People need 20 million naira, 30 million naira, 15 million naira at a minimum to buy a house. And in the expressions of interest that we just went through, the civil servants overwhelmingly said they want to buy homes. But how many civil servants today have 20 million naira, 50 million naira down payment?
We are made to believe that we need to save before we acquire. And in doing that too, we slow the pace of our economic growth, because the drive or the growth of an economy, it's dependent on how many transactions can be created or facilitated, within that economy per time.
With the Consumer Credit Scheme partnering financial institutions, real-time verification, spread of credit and distribution will be monitored to mitigate abuse.
We see some progress, we see some movement in terms of actually people participating, and I'm sure Credit Corps will see a huge number of applicants, that the 100 billion may not even be able to support.
It is projected that the Consumer Credit Scheme will open up a new economic universe for Nigeria with endless opportunities and benefits if judiciously implemented, with lenders and borrowers upholding their commitments. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
The federal government says it will continue to empower Nigerian youth with requisite skills and education that foster innovation, entrepreneurship and sustainable development of the country. This was at Ministry of Youth Development retreat with the theme Achieving the 8 Presidential Priorities and Deliverables in Abuja. Olayinka Ojo reports.
Globally, youths are the lifeblood of any nation. Nigerian youths represent more than half of the population, but they face many challenges.
If the government or the administration rather can create a job awareness program or create more jobs for the youth.
Government need to be interested. They need to be interested in data. They need to be interested in feedback as well.
Though Nigerian youths hold immense potential and opportunities for national development, daunting challenges such as unemployment, skills gap, and limited participation in social, economic, and political spheres have remained the issues, and the time to suggest concrete solutions is now.
Everybody in this room, up your game and transform.
Catalyze entrepreneurship endeavors with youth at the core of job creation and economic development.
For now, the ministry is keen into federal government's 8 priorities of reforming the economy, strengthening national security, boosting agriculture, unlocking energy and natural resources, enhancing infrastructure and transportation, focusing on education, health and social investment, accelerating diversification and improving governance for effective service delivery.
For the attainment of our singular goal of creating social, political and economic opportunities for every Nigerian youth.
Bring out initiatives that are outside the budget and stop thinking about budget. There's a lot of ways to reach out. We need collaboration.
And since formulation, implementation, monitoring and evaluating youth development policies and programs that align with national objectives are pivotal, a communique committed to empowering Nigerian youths is expected at the end of the retreat. Olayinka Ojo, NTA News.
The empowerment scheme of the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs has taken a new phase with the distribution of 1,000 point of sale machines to upskill the entrepreneurial skills of women in the FCT. The Minister of Women Affairs, Eju Kennedy Ohaneye, distributed the items to beneficiaries across the 36 states of the Federation. Ngozi Technical reports.
Honestly, I'm very, very grateful, and I promise that I will never be a dependent when I handle this.
And the POS, I'm going to use it to start up a business because for now, I'm doing buying and selling.
I'm a business woman. I say charcoal, I say firewood, I say yam, I say corn, I say many things. So I will be using it.
The excitement of Betsy, a retiree, and other recipients of the point-of-sale machines indicates eagerness to put the empowerment tool to use. The initiative is the collaborative effort of the Ministry of Women Affairs and Plug Terminal to make Nigerian women self-reliant in line with the renewed hope agenda of the President.
When women are economically empowered, the futures of their children are positively assured, and the society is better for it.
This initiative is in furtherance of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, and it's a testament to our collective commitment and to the Honorable Minister's commitment to develop and empower the Nigerian woman.
The minister explains the criteria that qualifies the beneficiaries and also comments on the take-off fund.
And if you're not onboarded in that portal, the POS will not be given to you. It is possible for my 400,000 I've already collected to go in for that empowerment of 25,000 for 3 months each. So I believe they will be able to take off.
The minister warned that transfer of ownership of the POS is not permissible. Ngozi Technical, NTA News.
The International Institute for Democracy and Electoral Assistance, IIDEA, is hosting a post-intervention roundtable with anti-corruption and law enforcement agencies in Nigeria to evaluate the impact of previous capacity-building efforts and strategize on sustainable solutions for improving the quality of reporting corrupt cases. Tokpe Alabi reports.
The International Institute for Democracy and Electoral Assistance in Nigeria is hosting this discussion to evaluate the impact of previous capacity-building efforts and strategize on sustainable solutions for improving the quality of reporting corrupt cases. It is a crucial step in post-intervention roundtable supported by the Rule of Law and Anti-Corruption ROLAC Program Phase 2 of the European Union and the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit NFIU implemented by the IIDEA in Nigeria.
One of their key objectives is to support anti-corruption agency to strengthen the country as well anti-corruption reform program. So it is not actually entirely NFIU affairs. It is the affairs of all of us as stakeholders.
Expert panels provided insightful discussions meant to provide unique opportunities for press coverage to delve into the intricacies of anti-corruption efforts and financial crime prevention in Nigeria.
There is this notion that if you submit a CR, then you are reporting your clients. I know that's not the case. We should not equate suspicion to criminal activity. It's a suspicion.
We intend to have an accessible database that will be accessed in real time. So that these law enforcement agencies like the NDLA can have accurate and timely access to beneficial ownership information. That way, it will ensure that they have speedy investigations and prosecutions.
The sensitization and engagement is going to continue to the different sectors with the ultimate purpose of ensuring that we increase reporting, documentation of financial flows, particularly those that we think are illicit and suspicious. And this is the only way Nigeria can get off the current grey list.
With these insights into creating coordinated systems for optimized information usage in the investigation and prosecution of financial crimes, authorities are expected to effectively utilize beneficial ownership information in combating financial crimes. In Abuja, Tokpe Alabi, NTA News.
This is the News Desk at 3 on NTA News 24. More reports after this break. Do stay with us. Thanks for being there. Thousands of farmers whose ginger farms were recently affected by a strange disease in Kaduna State have been paid a total of 110 million naira as insurance to mitigate their losses. The insurance payout, which is a private initiative, was made possible through a collaboration between Pula Heifer International Nigeria Leadway Insurance and FX. Thomas Ogbetere has the details.
Smallholders farmers
produce a sizable percentage of the food supply in Africa, but face about 90% chance of crop loss due to factors outside of their control, such as pest outbreaks, flood, strange diseases, and other natural occurrences. Without crop insurance, they are at the mercy of these factors. Encouraging smallholder farmers to embrace insurance as protection bettered this news conference by Pula and its partners to help farmers overcome total losses.
It's an insurance package that covers farmers for a comprehensive suite of risks. We talk about flood, we talk about drought, pests and diseases. In this case today, we are discussing about the Kaduna farmers that were affected by the ginger blight.
We prioritize climate change because it is a very present challenge that will continue to exist for a long time to come, like we have said before. And if we neglect to educate farmers about the things that he can do to overcome such challenges or prepare himself for such challenges, then we haven't done our duty well.
Consequently, 110 million naira was paid to farmers who insured their farms.
Thank God for the insurance package that we have with them. IFA, Pula, and Lead were coming on board at the right time to say, okay, this is insured, let's pay back to the tune of the insurance, and we settle everything. So these same farmers that would not have access to production again or input loan has been settled, and they can access input loan for a new season.
If that is not done, investment will go to waste because you need to be smart in tackling the challenges of weather. This is with us, and it's one of the major challenges that is affecting our food system. And insurance remains one of the tools that you can deploy in tackling climate change.
They entreat farmers to embrace services provided by these four organizations and to avoid total loss in case of any eventuality. In Abuja, Thomas Ogbetere, NTA News.
Young African entrepreneurs who are agro-tech innovators are finding solutions to the continent's agriculture's biggest challenges and the untapped potentials in farming and food production. This was at the launch of a UT Africa Challenge Nigeria 2024, an enterprise development program designed to identify, nurture and support innovative technology-driven agri-centric enterprises in Nigeria. Tokwe Alabi reports.
There is an ongoing ambitious challenge to tackle complex issues of food security, job creation, building networks, and empowering smallholder farmers to thrive through innovative agri-tech solutions to redefine agriculture. Building on the successes of the 2022 and 2023 editions, Ayute Africa Challenge Nigeria 2024 creates an opportunity to identify young creative entrepreneurs who have launched promising new tech solutions to transform African agriculture for smallholder farmers.
Smallholder farmers still contribute a whole lot to the food we eat, about 60% based on the current research. So we must ensure that we are attracting the right talent.
Yes, as a nation, I think we have the biggest population in Africa. So it's not only us, with others, we have to be able to reach to more of our youth. That we need to really prepare us and equip them with the most important resource so that they thrive.
3 best selected entrepreneurs out of over 300 entries through this program will be given startups up to $40,000 and comprehensive support to grow and be part of the transformative journey.
After the determination of the winners, we go to post-award mentoring and coaching and helping them to start up in businesses that are viable, using the ideas that they pitched.
While you might not be able to win, we ensure that whatever innovation comes out of here, every Nigerian will partake from it once you're in this space.
So winning that fund actually helped us to put some functionalities into the app, and today we have the app used by our agents on the field. I think around 1,000 agents are currently using our app, and what it does is for a farmer to book an agent, you get an agent, and the agent can provide the right value for you.
While the event highlights young people creating solutions to challenges in the agricultural sector, sustainable transformation is however expected in the Nigeria's agricultural landscape in line with the Renewed Hope agenda. In Abuja, Tokwe Alabi, NTA News.
The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taurid Lagbaja, has reiterated the need for the security forces to be ahead of the enemies of the state in the area of technology to enhance ongoing drive to secure the nation. Lieutenant General Lagbaja stated this when he received members of the technical committee set up by the Ministry of Defense and Office of the National Security Advisor to suggest measures that will facilitate combating security challenges confronting the northern Nigeria. The visiting team was led by the chairman of the committee, Major General Ahmed Tijani Jibril.
We are glad that this committee set up by the Ministry of Defense and the Office of the National Security Advisor has been tasked to identify how we can be a step ahead of the adversary in terms of technology so that quickly we can win all our battles and engagements.
The situation is such that there is need for introduction of technology to be able to cover the so-called ungoverned spaces and also to speed up our response and reaction to crises when they occur.
Chief of Army Staff also met with a delegation from the Federal Housing Authority, with both parties desirous of a partnership that will provide decent and affordable housing for soldiers across the country.
Because these people are the ones in the war front, they are the ones out there pushing the country forward, so that they will have this kind of a relaxation that no matter what happens to them on the field, they have a property back home for their family. And we will come at a very reduced cost.
The federal government is prioritizing vocational and entrepreneurial skills in the quest to reposition the education sector and make a driving force in Nigeria's socio-economic development. Minister of State for Education, Dr. Yusuf Tanko Sunono, stated this while handing over 3 vocational centers established by the federal government to the Secretary of State government under the Better Education Service Delivery for All BESDA program. Dalhatu Abdullahi completes the report.
The 3 vocational centers were established in Sifawa, Wurno, and Wamako, cutting across the 3 senatorial districts of Sokoto State. The aim is to ensure that learners are equipped with vocational and entrepreneurial skills to develop and specialize for self-reliance before completion of their junior secondary education. Inaugurating the Wamako Vocational Center at Government Secondary School Wamako, the Minister of State for Education, Muhammad Tanko Sununu, urges the benefiting communities to ensure security and optimal utilization of the facility.
Sokoto State has never been left out in all our conferences to develop such documents. And I believe implementation is also not going to be different.
The major goal of the school is to ensure that learners graduating from junior secondary schools are equipped with vocational and entrepreneurial skills.
Governor Ahmed Aliyu represented assured of Sokoto State government's resolve to collaborate with Federal Ministry of Education in the smooth running of the centers and the overall educational development of the state.
We assure you that this edifice would be utilized for the purpose for which it was constructed.
50 of such centers have been completed across 17 states of the Federation, while 50 others are to be established in the second phase under the initiative. In Sokoto, Dalhatu Abdullahi, NTA News.
The draws for the 2024 Nigeria Women Football League Super 6 playoffs have been held in Yenagoa, the Bayelsa state capital. The Super 6 playoffs will kick off on Saturday 18th May and end 26th of May. Timine Ohia reports via the fixtures on day 1, which is Saturday, May 18. Confluence Queens will clash with Edo Queens. The opening game, scheduled for 10 a.m. at the Samson Siasia Stadium in Yenagoa. It will be followed by the game between Nasarawa Amazons and Heartland Queens by 12 noon, and that between Rivers Angels and Bielsa Queens by 2 p.m. From the itinerary, March Day 2 will hold on Monday, May 20th, while March Day 3 takes place on Wednesday, May 22nd, as March Day 4 is slated for Friday, May 24th, 2024, while the finals is for Sunday. And that's the news desk at 3 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Olajide Bello.